Once all your seams have been pressed, whether you press them open or to the dark side, there's only one more important step before we start sewing these blocks together: trimming your blocks. Because of bias edges, a little stretch can happen. This isn't necessarily something you did wrong. It could come from the machine or even when you were cutting. That's why most traditional quilt patterns will have you start with a block that's slightly larger than the final size. That's because you can always start big and trim it down. You can never actually trim a block up. If you mess up, you have to make a whole new block. To square the block up for this particular half square triangle, we're going to use our ruler. This ruler has a 45-degree line running corner to corner. I'm going to line that line up directly with the diagonal seam of my block. This block needs to finish at 5.5 inches square. So I'll line the ruler up on the stitch line. You can see there's just a little excess fabric that's popping out. That's exactly what we expect. We're going to trim that off. I like to trim 2 sides at one time, then rotate the block 180 degrees. Now I'll line the ruler up again at the 5.5 inch mark on the inside of the ruler, and then make sure everything is nice and square. Using my rotary cutter, I'll trim the remaining side. Notice there's not too much fabric there. We do not like wasting fabric, but we are creating accurate blocks. Here's all the trimming that came off. And now look at this beautiful block. It measures 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches, exactly as it should. Now I'll repeat this process with the rest of my blocks so they are all the same exact size. Once that's done, we will be ready to start putting our blocks together.